Welcome to another episode of Resortera Wave. This is a special edition because we're watching Mexico Colombia from Levi Stadium. I'm joined by my good friend Oscar as we've been doing podcasts in the last 2 months, I'd say. You know, it is pretty straightforward. We're going to be watching El Tri versus Colombia as the players are walking out and so forth right now. And the point of this whole thing is to analyze the game as it's going on. And you know, I'm interested in seeing what Oscar thinks. I think that El Tri's coming off that win against Peru 1-0. Chucky Lozano scored. If you've been hearing the last podcast, I said a lot that Chucky is very important. If Chucky's scoring, if Chucky's getting on the roll, I think that's good for El Tri overall. So you know, right now we're live. I will share this link on Twitter as soon as I can. If you want to comment while we're doing this, feel free. I think that's going to be one of the cool things to do. Let me see here because Oscar just stepped off, and let me see if we can add to the stream again. Let's see what happened. That's one of the things about going live. Just the fact that you don't know what's going to happen. Let me see if he can get added back to the mix. Let me see. He's back. Oscar, are you there?
I just can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Back? It broke, no? Or is it? Let me see.
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
You can hear me now? Okay, so we're back. So right now, did you just like left the
I don't know.
screen?
I don't know what happened. It just kind of crashed on me, I guess, but I think we're good now. I closed a bunch of tabs before I came back, so I think we're good.
Okay. And if it happens again, you know, we'll deal with it. You know, you'll hop back on.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah, no production support today. It's just
it's like throw it on the fly and see what happens.
But I'm seeing the team walk out. Naib, are you?
Yeah. So right now it's the national anthem, no? The Colombia's
Yes,
national anthem.
yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of at the same time.
Yeah, I'm at the Colombian national anthem now. It's on Guardado right now. Guardado. Sorry, they got him one there.
So we got one viewer at the moment.
There we go. How do you tell though? How can I share it though? I want to share it on the.
Yeah. So right now we're that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for the link and stuff.
I'm on your Twitter bio. I don't see anything though.
Yeah, no, it's because I still haven't. I'm still like.
Is it on your YouTube channel? I can look it up through that way.
So, here on this chat, on the private chat, Oscar, I'll pass you the link of the YouTube link.
Okay, perfect.
Ahí está. So let's see here how this rolls. And let me share it on Twitter right now. You sort of went vertical now. Did you move something?
I just got the share button. That's it. Hold on, let me see. Let me see this. Down. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. Let me fix the front camera.
Okay, now you're back to vertical. So right now, what you're seeing is a national anthem de Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got Guardado.
I got your link. Do you want me to send it to you, or can you share it through your?
No, I'll share it. I'll share it on my Twitter.
Okay. The jacket, Naib, you liking it?
I'm liking it. I mean, it's good. I mean, at least I already got a win. That's the thing. The important thing is getting those wins, no?
Mm-hmm.
We're live with Resortera Wave. Analyzing El Tri versus Colombia.
I just shared it.
It's El Tri versus Colombia. Here we go. And boom. Let's see if that does put some magic and adds more viewers. I mean, what basically right now, I think, when looking at the lineup, it does surprise. For example, not. I mean, you saw the game live, no, Oscar, the other day. I'm gonna be honest with the viewers. I mean, I was at the Baltimore against Astros game.
No, pues congratulations, 100 wins, right?
Yeah, 100 wins that night, so that was fun. But Charlie didn't have a good game, no? And Charlie's starting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, but I think we've talked this before. I think Charlie is one of those guys that Tata just really likes. And to be fair, I don't think he was like awful. I mean, at the end of the day, he was the most fouled player. He obviously lacked more creativity and more conviction. More than anything, if you didn't see the game, the team lacked conviction, creativity. I think that's pretty much has been pretty normal in Tata's reign. But the first half, I thought it was a decent half, good half. The second half is where again it kind of got sloppy, like it did against contra Paraguay, right? The other in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if anything, we just lack conviction and creativity because you saw elements of like a high press at times, which was interesting. But the only thing is that I've noticed with Tata is like his high press doesn't continue for 90 minutes, and I think it's warrantly so just because of like I guess this footballing schedules nowadays, and then like to sustain that for 90 minutes is practically impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool is famous for that, and they can't even do it for 90 minutes. So
Yeah. So I think here the point here with against Colombia, I think it's just extend the good mood and quote unquote the good mood with another win. No, I think the more they can sort of have that confidence boost ahead of the game against Poland, the better. There's still doubts, of course, but I think a lot of the doubts that are present with the national team is because the team is not at its full capacity. No, there's no Raul Jimenez,
injuries,
there's no Tegatito, there's no Jorge Sanchez, no, and that's I think one of the reasons why Kevin Alvarez starts both games because Jorge is not available. I think the fact that Arteaga starts today and not Gallardo, it invites to think that Tata's still not sold on who's going to start. It could possibly be still Arteaga or it could be Gallardo. So I think Arteaga has a big game today. Keeping tabs on Colombia's offensive threat. With James, Falcao, and Luis Diaz over them.
Good test for the fullbacks and maybe defense all around.
So I think that is so quick impressions. Guti's getting another chance in the midfield. I'm intrigued to see how the team functions without Edson in the 11. I think that's something to keep in mind. Let's see, Oscar, if we have the same time of the game started, because right now, so it's in the middle of the field, Colombia. It started for me.
No, I'm still at Ochoa.
So I'm a little bit ahead of you. So over here in Jersey, we have it a little bit ahead. So I mean, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Mexico games in this stadium because it just always reminds me of the Chile game. So like from the get-go, it's not the best vibes, to be honest.
I just restarted it. What minute are you at?
27 seconds.
Oh, I'm now at a minute and 10 seconds.
Oh, come on, yo. Now you're ahead.
I bet if we restart it, or are you on TV or are you streaming it?
I'm streaming it on Fubo.
I can't pause it either. I don't have I'm doing it on the tablet here.
No, Guardado's the captain today, no? And I think that's so the first captain was Ochoa in the game against Peru, and now the captain is Guardado. Guardado, who hasn't really had that many starts for Betis at the start of the season. But I think you told me, I mean, the game against, what was it, against Real Madrid was the one that stood out so far this season.
Without a doubt, yeah. Touching back on, I know I cut you off there, but yeah, you're right. That sensation of the Chile game is still there, playing in the stadium. I mean, hopefully that doesn't occur tonight. Not even close. Hopefully not. But yeah, I think you touched on it. Just keeping momentum at the end of the day. Just build on that positive result. Even though it was kind of, you say you didn't watch the game, right? Did you see the highlights?
I saw the highlights, bro. I saw the highlights. And it wasn't based on the highlights. There wasn't that many llegada de Mexico, no. I think that's kind of one of the things that stood out.
Like I said, like I mentioned, I think we lagged that final conviction and creativity in the final third. And for the most part, I mean, you hear some of the top managers in world football. That's the hardest part, to try to break down and finally break through that line of defense. Like I said, I think playing out from the back, Tata's team is decent, not great. We can do it against certain teams. Against higher level teams, maybe against Argentina would probably struggle. Maybe even Poland, we will struggle playing out from the back.
Yeah.
Same thing with the press. Like I mentioned, when we did press, it looked good. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to sustain for 90 minutes.
So it's looking like Guti's a little bit in the deeper role in the midfield so far. That's what I'm noticing. And then Guardado and Charlie are a little bit more forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. But look, technically Guardado kind of sets in a little bit closer to Guti now as Araujo had the ball.
I got a penalty. For Mexico, sorry. I gave you the suspense there, my bad.
You're so ahead of me, bro.
Yeah, Antuna. Antuna's one of those players. If he's not on your team, you just hate. This kid loves to like sell the foul.
You wait. I think I want to say you're like a minute ahead of me, I think. Yeah, that's a clear penalty. But that's a good play from Charlie and Antuna, eh? The press.
Like I said, this is the press early on. That's what happened last game, but then it drastically drops.
And I think that's one of the reasons Antuna starts today, because I think Martino wants to replicate a little bit what Charlie and Antuna were able to do, especially in those early days of Charlie with Cruz Azul, of how dynamic that duo was. So, I mean, that sort of explains why Charlie continues to be in the 11. And this time we'll see.
I won't react just because. I mean, I usually don't react, and then he goes anyway. I'm a psycho like that. Even Cruz Azul goes, except the final. The final, that's all.
Who's taking the penalty? Because
I like Vega.
Vega's taking it. Vega didn't see a single minute against Peru.
No,
correct?
Correct. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. No.
I don't think
so. No, because Santi came in instead.
Yeah.
Is he taking it yet for you?
No, he's standing in front of the ball. Vega, Henry, and Antuna were involved a lot in the Olympic team, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's well taken, eh? El Tri couldn't have asked for a better start, no? First 6 minutes and they're up 1-0. I mean, from this you can only improve, no? There's no other way of putting it.
Now it's a great test for the back line and probably the holding midfielders if they could retain possession. Colombia is going to pressure on to try to, equalize in these first minutes. It's football 101. Once you get scored on, once you score and you're up ahead, the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes is the most important. You got to be focused. Oh, I know you didn't see it, Nai, but Moreno looks good. I like him. I think he's for sure the
There's a lot.
starter if
There's
he's
a
healthy.
leadership quality, no?
Además, like experiencia too. Like you could just see, like Johan just doesn't have that calmness on the ball as Moreno does. Hopefully, in future time he will, but Moreno just levels ahead right now.
So I'm in 6 minutes 44. Where are you?
6:17, 7:17. Sorry, 7:20 now.
Okay, so it's not that off now. I'm catching up. I refreshed the thing.
Okay, perfect. See, right now, if you've noticed, hopefully they're starting to press higher early on in the game.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think they sustain that for 90 minutes. But it's good. You got to take advantage when you do press it that high.
I mean, I think it was a pressing trigger, the penalty, no? I mean, that's
See, yeah.
they just ambushed the Colombian and then got the ball back right away.
Do you see Guardado as like in the middle, like a center back kind of?
Yeah,
He's
but
like
also,
really deep. And then Moreno and Cesar Montes looks like the back line of five. The way we mentioned, Tata listened to us.
en la salida.
Yeah. Oh no, it's offside.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. La salida with now Moreno receives almost kind of as a left back, right? He's on the corner, on the flank.
Mm-hmm.
This is where la pelota no te puede quemar, eh? This is where you have to be sharp with the pass.
Mm-hmm.
I think with the lineup right now, I'm intrigued as to know the average age of the lineup, but I think it does go down. You know, I think it is. I want to say 24 average age, 26, because you have several players that were recently with the Olympic side.
Well, we can already test under 25. Definitely is Vega, right?
Antuna,
Charlie,
Kevin Alvarez,
Alvarez, Guti.
Arteaga.
Is Guti under?
Uy.
Maybe just he's
No,
probably
Guti's
25.
just a little bit above. Guti is almost 27. I think
Yeah,
he's
the
around
average
there.
age is probably like 25 point something. Then probably
Yeah,
with
I mean it's
Guardado and
kind.
Ochoa, they add
Yeah,
the
they
age.
add too much. That's the thing too. It's a long flight that Colombia had to take. Eh? Colombia was just over here
Good press
in the
again,
East
Naive.
Coast.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Good press again when the Colombian salida comes. It was a good press. It works.
Mospina has the ball right now with me.
Yeah, watch this transition. Or watch that sequence, sorry.
And Charlie has a lot to do with the pressing triggers. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on that.
Looks like it's continuing the press even on my end.
Uy. It's a good shot from Kevin Alvarez. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes you just have to rip it and see what happens, no? And
I feel like that's what the national team lacks sometimes. Someone to just like disrupt the play. Don't go with like I guess how do you say go with the program. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I think that's what the Tecatito had a lot. Because other than that, I don't think anyone has like that. All right, let me see what happens. You know?
yeah, that's true. Well, it's surprising that Linus didn't start in any of the games, huh?
You think he goes? If actually, I think he does go.
Orbelin also didn't start any of these games.
Yeah, you're right. Híjole. And you're about to see why we're only okay playing off from the back. We're not necessarily great. We're like decent to good on our best day.
Yeah.
And you'll see. You won't be surprised who messes up. Unfortunately.
Oy, 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 it's Nestor, right? Because that's the thing with Nestor is why is he going to the center? You know what I mean? And then there was two guys coming in.
You know
Like
what's
it's
crazy
just,
when I? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
like, why does he do that?
So if you watch, were you able to see any of his game with Celta before he came back
Some of
to?
them, yeah.
So at times when he was starting, to some of the times when he was playing out from the back, I'm like, what are you doing, kid? And he got lucky so many times. He draws the line there. He plays it right on the line there. But what I do like about it, even though he does do that, he has that confidence, and you just need that sometimes in the back,
Yeah,
or as
yeah.
a player in general, just have that confidence to keep doing it.
Yeah, but it is a big mistake there, the way he just tried to get the ball out from the back and gave it
Seeing
away
that
right away.
now already, he shouldn't be a starter. You can clearly see he hasn't learned from it.
And Montes, no? Montes and Moreno. I mean, it's
That's already ideal. Starting to go more direct with Guardado now instead of trying to play off in the back, which is decent.
Charlie's all over the place right now, eh? I think keep an eye on that. It's really intriguing, like how the first 13 so minutes is all over the place.
As a collective, I'm just impressed with the idea of direction, where the ball is like it's actually they know where do they want to put the ball, and they
Ooh.
have an idea of going forward.
That was a good decision making right there from Henry Martin, you think, or do you think it could have been better? Was it Henry Martin or was it Vega? No, it was
I
Henry.
think it was Martin. Yeah.
Yeah. So he receives, takes on the defender, gets on space, and decides to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Could have maybe opened it a little bit to the left.
Arteaga was all the way back though. I
That's
mean,
true.
I
He
look at
came
it
in a
both
little bit
ways.
late.
It's hard in those moments too. You don't have that much time. But I think from a forward, I think you want that first instinct. Maybe you don't want
Yeah.
Martin to do it. Maybe you want a Raúl or Santi. But I think as a delantero, that's what you do. That's the natural thing to do.
First shot from Luis Diaz. Let's see if Nestor is all right because it looks like he rolled his ankle in that play.
Do you think Nestor was in better form even when he was at Celta compared to the 2018 World Cup? Because remember he couldn't go. Cause he was going to be a starter, I think, if he didn't get injured.
That's true. I mean, he got injured, I think, in Dallas,
Oh
no, in
yeah.
Darlington.
Mm-hmm.
It looks painful, no? It looks like he's gonna be out,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just glad it looks like a sprain. It's not like or actually, who knows? But it doesn't look too bad. It's just a sprain.
Yes, because on the eye, yes, because can it be a yellow? No, well, it's not. I mean, it was part of the play, basically.
Yeah. No, it was part of the
Diaz
play.
can't do much.
You ever pull one of those off in your playing days, Naib?
Oh man, those are nasty, bro. Feels like.
Mm-hmm. I got one of those in my senior year of high school, and it left me out for like the first 5 games.
Let's see if he continues. I don't know. I think he won't. I mean, why risk it, no?
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like he can't put that much pressure on the foot.
More than anything, just why risk it too? But then again, I don't want to jinx it with Montes. Knock on wood. I don't want to.
I mean, we were just saying it a couple of minutes ago. It's not like Montes. It's not like Araujo's gonna be the starter. It looks like Montes will be the starter, no?
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically gonna put his two best center backs on the field if Araujo can continue. I mean, it's a little bit bad news for America, no? But because he's probably he will be out for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see how they play from the back here.
Vega's on the left, Antuna's on the right.
Pushing up. Interesting.
Guti has played center back with PSV, no? In some games where it's just there's no other choice.
But I think it's more of a, it's one against those teams that are always going to sit back against PSV.
That's true.
So it's more like having another person who's better on the distribution to help it outlet faster.
So Araujo's back on the field.
There you go. Kurdistan.
No, it's that sensation, no, that you said. I mean, this is a game where certain players are sort of vying for their place in the final roster, or solidifying their place. I mean, for example, in this game, Antuna is trying to solidify his place. Martin is trying to solidify his place.
I think
those are the two. Well, Guti is already in the team. It's just a matter of, do you start him or do you leave him on the bench? And look, this is the thing. This is another thing to just point out. It's been 18 minutes, and look, I know that Guardado doesn't have the speed anymore. It doesn't have, maybe the sprint or speed things, but his mind still thinks faster than many other players on the field. So whenever you have Guardado on the field and you're able to support him, so his deficiencies don't affect the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
He's important because he puts direction on the team, especially on the transition from
organization.
Defense. And El Tri lacked that against Uruguay and against the US in Cincinnati, not having Guardado on the field, because I think Guardado, he's sort of your barometer of how you're feeling the ball, no? And so in these first minutes, I think that's been very, very evident, especially with Guti and Charlie. Charlie looks like he has more than two lungs because he's covering a lot of ground. So it's not like he's going to cover that. He's not going to have that acceleration for the 90 minutes. I think these first 45, you'll put you that effort. And then maybe in the 60th minute, you can put someone in like Orbelin, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But I think based on these first 20 minutes, I think it's been pretty decent from El Tri.
I'd say it'd be good, a little above decent. Like I said, we're playing out from the back like good, in my opinion, other than that Nestor Oraco mistake. We're pressing good. Like you said, Charlie's being active. Guardado is organizing. I like the first 20 minutes so far. Really sharp.
Yeah, you can ask for a better combination. I think that the details, no?
Yeah.
Not giving the ball away in certain tight areas.
And I don't recall ever Guardado tucking into that like back line of three either. Ever.
No.
Which is making a difference, I think, when they're trying to expand the play.
And like I said, I mean, these combinations. Also, another thing is, there's no Raúl, there's no Tecatito, there's no Chucky, there's no HH in the mix, there's no Edson in the mix. So it's very tough, no? Whenever you're a coach and you're like seeing you don't have those players in your 11, but the team is looking good, then it raises the question of like the selection, no? Is it conceivable to see a lineup from El Tri with Chucky on the bench, for example? Is it conceivable that Edson, it looks like Edson is a sure starter because of his hierarchy, but like we said, in my opinion, I'd see Edson more as a center back than a midfielder with El Tri.
No, yeah, I agree.
But then
At
again,
the end of the
it's also
day, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Oscar.
No, I was gonna say, I think at the end of the day, I mean, especially with the caliber of players that we have to do what fits best for the team as a collective. So if that means Raul doesn't start, Chucky doesn't start, I think Edson still needs to start. He's just that important. I mean, you didn't see the game the other day, but you could just see Edson is miles. He's the best player we have right now. He's better than Achache right now.
Yeah.
Different players, but as like their form and the way they're playing right now, Edson is just miles ahead of everyone. He's just
so I think it will make sense to not have Achach as a starter. I mean,
I'm trying to think. Other than Cuau, who did La Volpe leave out that was maybe just as talented and left them on the bench? I mean, Javier Aguirre left out Guardado when he was doing good in Europe, no? In 2010.
No, he took him. He took Guardado in 2010, but he just didn't play
he didn't
as
start.
much.
Yeah, he didn't start. Yeah.
No, in 2006, it was La Volpe just didn't take Cuauhtemoc. I mean, I think that was the big issue. No, other than that, I think he took the best of the best. I mean, the here's where the tricky part. I do sense that Colombia is a little bit getting more comfortable in the field.
Mm-hmm. But that's normal. Right now, they have to be the protagonists because they're down. So
yeah. But
it's right now more than it's manage the pressure right now, manage the confidence on the ball from Colombia, and then
be smart with the possession. Be smart with the possession.
Mm-hmm. But right now, 25 minutes in or 24 minutes in, I'm really liking the half. Like this is already better than against Peru.
Oh shoot! Look at Guardado pressing, man. He's all the way on. Have you seen there? It's just there's a lot of interchanging of roles in the midfield with Charlie, Guardado, and Guti, and it's happening so smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Uy. There was a little bit of a giveaway there. And also I think the importance of the wingers with Martino, especially the ones that are more offensive, is how they track back and how they support the fullbacks. I mean, because at the end of the day, they have to come and be the first defenders.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think for Henry Martin, it was just that shot he just took, no? That he attempted with it. That's his best moment so far in the game.
Did you see Tata's presser when he was when that journalist actually asked him like a football question?
Yeah.
Regarding the type of forward that he wants, I just don't see. Actually, no, I see how now I don't know how he wants Henry Martin.
Yeah, because it's not what Henry Martin does on the field. No, it's Henry is more a finisher, an all-around finisher.
Hold up the ball, I think you got to utilize him that just the aggressiveness he has up front, making the defenders like I said, that Uribe element, que no te deja respirar.
Respirar,
Respirar, perdón, yeah.
Okay, this one, look, it wide open. Foul. That's a yellow.
You think? I have to look at another angle.
No foul. Come on.
All right, come on. You know Antuna too. Is it?
Yeah, but
Like,
he did trip him. I mean, if he doesn't trip him, he escapes. Yeah, clearly got his foot.
there's no VAR in friendlies, right?
Nah, güey. That was a good opportunity. I mean, if he
But
hadn't dropped,
again,
I
that
think.
comes from the press, though. You see.
Yeah.
But why it's like I said, the
So all the players that couldn't play, well, who already left the squad? Herrera, Romo, Funes Mori,
Raul.
Raúl, and Jorge Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look where Alexi receives the ball.
Yeah, a brilliant goal just came. Henry Martin too. Henry Martin, we were just saying he doesn't have that in him. In the brilliant
Was the
piece
finishing,
of
yo?
no, pero is for the dummy he did. I think it was him, or was it Vega?
Oh, I'm seeing the goal right now. I
Oh
mean,
no, it wasn't. I think it was on Vega. Never mind, it was Vega with the dummy. That was brilliant, man. That was a good goal.
very, very brilliant. And with the left, Arteaga, eh? With the right, I mean. And then this is where Arteaga raises his hand and says, "I want to be a starter." The whole possession of that whole play was just.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
That's why I
what it
just said it
is.
was brilliant.
It was. I haven't seen one of these in like 2 years, like 3 years, bro. Since
I was gonna
2019,
say
I think.
this. Literally, this 30 minutes. I think it's the best I've seen Tata's team.
Yeah, that dummy by Vega was sick, bro.
Not even that, just the whole build up, the
Yeah,
interconnection, the
but
off ball movement,
and you know the importance of the
the
fullbacks to
press
act as
again. Yeah,
attackers.
yeah.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to be there in that position, and you have to
Mm-hmm.
execute. Because in a match against Poland, in a match against Argentina, and even Saudi Arabia, you need to take advantage of the opportunity. It's the best 30 minutes that El Tri has had in a long time.
When was the last good game, or even half from the national team? You
I
think
don't know. I mean, I think it was like maybe
it's
maybe
hard to
maybe
count
it
Gold
was,
Cup too?
maybe it was 2020 against Holland.
Yeah.
You know, in the Netherlands, maybe that was it, and maybe a little bit against Algeria.
No, I thought Algeria we were poor, really poor.
But they
In my
got back,
opinion.
no? They could have easily lost that game.
Yeah, you're right.
Now this is where it gets tricky. I'm not gonna lie. There's no Chucky, there's no Tegatito, there's no Raúl, and the thing is looking pretty good so far.
And by a lot too. Hot take here. When was the last time Raul Jimenez was actually like he looked really good in a Tata system or a Tata game? That's not the Gold Cup.
I'm not sure. That's a good question, Oscar. I mean, he had ups and downs. No, it was sort of like he
His
had a
injuries,
lot,
yes, I
especially
know. Yeah.
it's after the injury. After the injury, it hasn't been pretty. It's been pretty bad. I mean, it's been
But
pretty
even before
low.
that, even when he was in his 17, 18 goal in England.
He would still miss a lot with El Tri, no?
And when he did play, he was starting at home against like a Panama, Honduras, where they were just parking the bus. Here,
Yeah,
you got to give credit to Colombia. They're trying to play at least, which is
yeah.
allowing us to expose them a little bit. And CONCACAF, we're never going to get this type of. Maybe the U.S., they're going to try to go out and play at least. These guys are trying to play.
My favorite player in these first 30 minutes has been Guardado. Silent. It's that silent performance. Also, Guti hasn't failed. I think Guti has been pretty outstanding in the midfield.
Yeah, I think I co-signed that. I mean, everyone's just been really good, but maybe that Guardado difference of the organization.
The
Because like you
leadership
said,
quality.
yeah, we mentioned he doesn't start much against with Betis, but when Pellegrini needs him for an important game, I mean, he started him against Real Madrid, against probably one of the best teams in the world right now, the hot streak right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be honest, with Martino, it's the best problem to have right now. That you have performers that are not technically your starters, and they're outshining these starters. I think that's the best problem to have because it gives them more options to sort of, all right, how do I build this lineup against Poland? Who, like you said, is clearly not going to play like Colombia. Poland doesn't play like Colombia. I mean, Poland's going to sit back. I mean, I saw the Poland Netherlands game. I think it was played in Warsaw, and like Poland gave the total initiative to the Netherlands. They just didn't go for the. They just don't have that many players. Well, they do have players that can keep the ball, but it's just they're not possession based.
Yes, I think Peru was a better test for them because I mean we know Juan Reynoso, he just knows what to do against a team that is going to keep the ball. I mean, look at Colombia. Look how far Colombia is. Their players are. Look at the offensive. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 players up on our half. They're really high up, even their center backs.
Yeah, I mean they're coming out of a nice win against Guatemala. I think it was like what 4-0 or something like that.
If if Argentina comes out like this, it's gonna be a really fun game to watch. I think. I don't think it'll be as a blowout as people thought, but it'll be interesting. Way more watchable game than Poland or Saudi Arabia too. They're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I want to say most of the lineup for Colombia is in Europe, no?
Hmm. Where did they finish in qualifying? Like second to last, third to last?
Good question. And I think the last was Bolivia and then Venezuela, no? Those are usually the last ones. So you think Alexis Vega will be the number 10 in the World Cup then? Because
It's
it's
hard to
usually
tell.
him or Orbelin, no? That has the number 10. Who was the number 10
Yeah,
in the 2018 World Cup? Was it Vela or
Vela.
Giovanni?
No, but
Vela?
Gio didn't. I don't think Gio played a single minute. It was Vela.
Yeah, but like the number 10,
I think it was Vela more than anything,
Vela?
or Ache maybe.
No, Achacha, I don't think. Achacha always plays with that number 16, I think.
Oh, it was actual 10. Yeah, it was Gio then.
Yeah, like the number 10,
Yeah, Gio had 10.
the jersey number.
No, yeah, he was definitely 10. Because when he was there, he had the 10. What, Redeem's at 10, right? Physically then? Does he have the 10? Or no, Tecatito had it.
Yeah, Tecatito also has had the 10, I think. Crazy to think. I think I didn't expect Hector Moreno to be so solid at this point of his career.
Really?
Mm-mm. I think, as you know, if you think about it, he went to Qatar, I think, and then from Qatar he came to Monterrey.
Right now, Charlie has the highest pass completion right now.
95 or what?
92.
92. Collision with Diaz and Guti. Oh, another ankle. What's up with these ankles, bro? And Luis Diaz.
Yeah. Do you know if the 49er stadium do they have natural grass or they have to install it?
I think it's natural grass.
That's good. Because I know like when you have to install grass, that's an issue for the players. It's kind of dangerous more than anything too because it's not fully, cemented or even put on the ground well. When they do Gillette Stadium here, it's a disaster. Like when the
Yeah,
Copa America was here.
Oh, there's a lot of people warming up out there. Gallardo, Montes, Chavez, Lainez. He's just making time, Guti. I think that's what he's doing.
So far, I think everyone has had like a squeaky clean performance right now. Other than like Araujo's mistake playing out from the back.
Yeah.
The midfield looks just so cohesive. Yeah, all right then. That set piece they kind of messed up, but they'll improve.
Set pieces, no?
Oh, I noticed, isn't that one of the biggest that we concede so many set pieces with Tata? But with Osorio, we were like crazy. We were really good.
It was not perfection, but it was pretty strong. It was solid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a foul before the free kick. Eh?
Again, it got messy, but man, we're playing out from the back. I've never seen us play out from the back this good in a long time. Like I said, we're decent to good at times, but I think Argentina would press us a lot better than what Colombia is doing. How Colombia is doing it.
Yeah, it's because it's a new team, no? It's a new manager as well.
Yeah.
So everything is new for Colombia. Although there's a lot of familiar faces, but there's
Take it with a grain of salt so far, then more than anything. But you got to give them credit too to the players.
Yeah, I mean, I think that play that they just ended in the corner kick. I mean, I think that is a good expression of what you want to see more often, no? This is literally with what, like 5 touches, you're already in the box.
Yeah. I think it's important to reiterate though, like I said, just look at how Colombia was placed up front and the way they pressed. I mean, you could just see it. They don't have that cohesiveness of like we've seen teams who sat back at the Azteca and they're like already behind their half, and we're carrying the ball out rather than actually playing out from the back. But our price looks really good, man. Like I said, this is the best half I've seen. We picked a heck of a game to do a watch along with. It's a good game. It's a good game.
It is, right? The yellow to Moreno, the first yellow for El Tri goes to Moreno. Moreno, who will play his 4th World Cup.
Wow, man, they just shown the replay of the goal. I think kind of like I don't know how many passes, and then this is what you want to see from the national team.
It's a brand of football that it's the school of Bielsa, no, the one that Martino sort of has followed.
Everyone has followed. If you think about it, like Pep has it. Everyone has some type of element of Bielsa. Again, the press.
There's several players on the bench for Colombia that could give a little bit more, that could test a little bit more El Tri's defense, no? It's compactness in the back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Martin did just there. That's what he can offer as a striker that I don't think Raul or Santi has.
That's a good play. That was a good play.
Alexis.
Yeah, the way that Martin didn't give up on that play is pretty good. Oy. It was a tough one too for Alexis because he had to control, and then he had like 3 Colombian defenders around him.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ospina still with Napoli or is he somewhere else?
I have no idea. That's the last time I checked. He was in Napoli.
He was with Arsenal, no? At one point.
Last time I checked, looks like he's at Al Nassr.
Al Nassr, yeah. Pity Martinez is over there, the former Atlanta United and River Plate midfielder.
He's starting or on the bench?
Pity Martinez?
Yeah, he's on the bench, right?
For who? No, I'm saying Pity Martinez plays with Ospina and Al Nassr.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant he's on the bench.
No, Pity, because he's Argentinian.
That's interesting, though, that Orbelín didn't start, or do you think there's just reassurance that he's starting? Linus too. Johan doesn't start either, though.
Yeah, Johan is definitely not rated that high by this coaching staff, and especially now that he's not playing in Italy, that's another thing. I mean, but to be honest, Johan is a great defender. It's just the choices, no? And
like I said, he just has the edge on. Moreno has the edge on him on that aspect.
And it has a lot to do with experience as well. Like Moreno has been everywhere already, so he has a good trajectory.
Mm.
And I think the player that has been more insistent for Colombia has been Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. It's practice basically Colombia's best current player right now. It's him. But Santos Borre, I think it's another one, especially after what he did with Frankfurt. Sinistierra, who's did well with Feyenoord and us with Leeds. It's another player to watch. I'm a bit disappointed because I don't know if you've seen the goalkeeper jerseys. There's a goalkeeper jersey that they did it commemorating Jorge Campos' jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Ochoa would wear that one
for the World Cup.
Yeah, well, hopefully, 'cause this one's too bland. It's just, well, if it's gonna be that black one, it's probably.
And Guardado does look good, man. He looks like eager, like he's ready for the World Cup.
Charlie looks great today, eh? So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about the other game. The other game is already erased, but Charlie today has been. He's just been on point on everything that he needs to do on the field.
I mean, you gotta look at who he was playing with too. He was playing with Chucky, Henry, Martin. A different dynamic of players too. Right now, you have Antuna,
Vega.
Vega. I think players who do more runs off the ball too as well.
No, and also the cohesion that they've built with their participation with the Olympic team. I
Exactly.
think that
Mm-hmm.
that has a lot to do because when you repeat the certain the patterns with certain teammates, I mean that plays an advantage as well. Sort of like today, I was watching Portugal Spain, and then with Spain they didn't start Pedri and Gavi and
Mm-hmm.
Busquets. They didn't start, and then Luis Enrique put them in the second half, and they just resolved the whole match. I mean, because it's just like they're so used to the same patterns that they do at their club level
Yeah.
that they've been doing with the national team, and that's why they ended up winning 1-0 today against Portugal. And then Portugal had a great first half. They could have easily gone up 2-0 in the first half, but it just shows when you have a lot of familiarity with certain players and so forth. So it has a big influence there.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, that's where I remember you brought it up perfectly, which is you think the best thing that can happen for the national team is if Monterrey win the
Wins
title.
the league.
I
Yeah,
say
because
win the title, and they also bring Ponchito with them. It's not gonna
oh,
happen, but
it's not gonna happen. But hey, the thing about Ponchita, I've heard a lot of people that want to do. He's a fan favorite right now. He's been one of the standouts. So this is one of those players that is like I'd rather see him and give him a shot. No, but the thing is, it's already late. It's I think Martino has been very strict with this is the base that I started with in 2019, and this is the base that I'm gonna play in 2022. No, and um, I think yesterday's press conference, I think he answered it. It was sort of like what he's gonna leave behind. And what he says is that, he'll leave behind an Antuna, Vega, a Montes, Arteaga, um, Jorge Sanchez, Kevin Alvarez, so it doesn't seem like a big massive change, but I think in this example, in these first 45 minutes, you see a lot of those new faces.
mm-hmm.
Um, Charlie Rodriguez, for example, is a player that was brought into the national team fold by Martino, and has been, when you look at the end of his tenure, the top five players with the most minutes in the Tata Martino era, Montes and Charlie are going to be up there. Um, Probably who else?
Hache.
Raúl, HH, um, Chucky. But I think excellent 45 minutes. I mean, I'm very surprised, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It
Me
is a
too.
pleasant surprise. It's a
Yeah.
pleasant surprise for us and for many. Um, you know, um,
How much credit though is it that national? I think the opposition also plays a hand. I mean, we saw Colombia. They're not, even if they're down 2-0, they're trying to play. You know what I mean? They're
yeah,
not afraid to be. They're not afraid to expose themselves. And I think at the end of the day, you can only play what's in front of you, and the national team is taking advantage of that. And you just have to do that. The elite. That's what the elite teams do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, because today I did see a little bit of the Saudi Arabia U.S. game. Um, they didn't put that. I didn't put that much attention as I wished, but it looks a team that really will sit back well defensively. A good back line of four, maybe another midfield of four, um, just to block the passages and so forth. Um, so That's the thing. I mean, technically, El Tri will go to the World Cup to be second place, no, and hope for the best, no, because Argentina just looks unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Interesting stat here, Naib, with the for the game. So this is straight from SofaScore. I'm gonna check FOBMOB after, but
Yeah,
Colombia has completed let's see how many passes, 255 passes to the Mexican national team, 134. What I found really interesting about this is, I think sometimes we get dove in or tricked sometimes with the just because you have more possession. You're gonna win the game or you look like the better side, but it's what you do with it.
yeah,
Colombia, you kind of see they had no progression with it. There wasn't something proactive that was coming out of it compared to the national team. Even though in possession we look really good when we did have it and building up. I mean, you saw from the way we built up from the back and then the way we transitioned into the final third. I think that's something that stands out for me
yeah. No,
because
that's
we finished with
interesting
less
because
position.
we finished with less possession against Peru as well, no?
I think in the second half. Let me check. Yeah, SofaScore didn't do that one for the Peru game, but I think FOTMOB did it. So let me check that one.
29 is the average age of El Tri, and we were saying
25.
maybe it's 29, bro.
Good thing we weren't math majors.
Holy moly!
You know why? It's because Guardado and Ochoa, they added it up. If they come out, I think we'll probably be right.
Yeah, and then Martin too. Martin is what? Martin is 29, bro.
Poco? Wow.
Damn,
Yeah.
Kikín ya se ve viejo, ya está grande, Kikín, yo. He looks old, Kikín. Well, yeah, it's been a while. 2000, it's been.
You know how good Chilito was? He got Kikin to move to Benfica. That's how good Chilito was. And then he got to Benfica and he was exposed.
Oh my God. He did score though, at least I think 1 or 2 goals in Benfica.
Imagínate that having the player like that's how good Chilito was, man. He got Kikin Fonseca to get him moved to Benfica.
Chelito was good. Chelito was one of my favorite foreigners to ever play in Liga MX.
He's my favorite player. Period. He's my Messi. It goes for me. It's him, Philip Blam, and David Alaba, my all-time.
Shoot.
Yeah. So against Peru,
David
they
Alaba is
completed
one
more
of your
passes.
favorite. David Alaba is
Oh
one of your
yeah,
favorite.
because so especially growing up, once you get to like with the organized sports, I started playing laterales. I played left back and right back. So I studied a lot the fullbacks. I was really into that type of stuff, studying players who played my position.
Yeah.
And I followed Philip Lam a lot and David Alaba, which is why I followed a lot of Bayern.
Yeah.
But yeah, David Alaba has been, I mean, just his transition of being a center back, a center defensive mid, and like he's up there all times with like the Cafus and everything. He's to me, he's better than Marcelo. Like his career is gonna go up to that. I mean, he
Yeah.
plays for Austria, what kind of hinders him a little bit, but man, he has 2 trebles to his name
Yeah, no, and then
too.
he is in my opinion, he is I mean, he's a fun one to watch. I mean, the way he plays the
So good.
game, the vision.
He's so smart. I mean, you know how
Very, very.
intelligent you got to be playing at that level, playing as a center back, going to a left back, center defensive mid. Kid is he's up there with the all-time greats in my opinion.
Let's see what the Twitter sphere is saying. Let's give it a look here if we're able to. Let me share my screen. Let's see. A ver si trabaja esto. Just to have fun. Chrome tab. You see it right there. Right there, the tweets, right?
Yeah, I see it.
This guy that's getting signed by Messi. You see that thing?
No, I don't see it. Where do you see that?
Oh, right there on the screen. On the screen. Oh no, it's not going down. Inch. Is it this one? Let me see. Let me reshare again because maybe this thing ain't working. Es que tenía dos abiertas. Now do you see it, Oscar?
I see it now, yeah.
What is Alejandro Albañán? No sé. Ante Ecuador, México hizo un primer tiempo bastante serio. Para variar, por todo el gol. Donde somos con rival de Perú se rescatan los primeros y ahora muy buenos. Hay cosas que destacar en los últimos. Good point. Good games against Paraguay. The good minutes against Paraguay. Some against Peru. And now with this first 45 minutes.
I think the Paraguay game, I thought it was a really good half. We just lacked conviction, like I said. Conviction.
There's the finishing, no?
The finish.
There's the goal.
Beautiful goal, by the way. It was good to see two different types of goals. So the first one was a penalty, obviously, but what led to it? The press. Compared to the second one, the second one was a nice cohesive play.
The dummy, man.
Deja pasar la pelota a Alexis Vega con una gran inteligencia y después, pues el premio al que fue, al lateral que va y pisa el área rival, que tira una gran diagonal. No sé si Alexis la dejó pasar para Arteaga. No lo
Gallardo had several like this against Paraguay, no? And he missed them.
Y esa dejada de pasar de Vega, pues desestabiliza toda la defensa. Distrae a toda la defensa, engaña.
You know what? I really liked Kevin Alvarez too. I would also like Kevin Alvarez play on the right and Jorge Sanchez on the left.
That's a good point.
I like Arteaga getting forward, but defensively, I just don't think I don't think he's that good. He's kind of poor in that area.
Yeah.
Like I think Gallardo's, I don't know, I was gonna say better defender, but
in the air, he's really good.
Yeah, he has that too.
He has good hops.
He has more physicality, and at the end of the day, at least Arteaga, he's gonna get run over against a stronger opposition, more physical opposition.
You know, one of the things against Poland that I've noticed, especially in the game against the Netherlands, one thing that you got to do with Lewandowski is to make him come to the center half to receive the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The less he's in the box, the better chance you'll have to win that match. You know, because if he has to come to the center half to receive the ball and to start play, that takes magic out of him, I think. It tires him out because then he has to start and then end the play because all the balls will go to him, you know? So I don't know if there's going to be some change there tactically from Poland, because potentially what could happen is that they'll probably play Milik as well. Milik, who's with Juventus, and he's scoring goals right now. So you put in Milik and then you have Lewandowski, they can interchange, and then maybe Milik comes down and Lewandowski just stays up, or vice versa. So I think that's something Poland might do. They're going to play with two strikers maybe. And then the rest is going to be defense.
Do you think they're looking at that Sweden game from 2018?
Yeah, they're definitely looking at that one. I mean, I think Szymanski play, who's in Feyenoord, he looked all right. And then, of course, Zielinski, who's in Napoli, good midfielder. I think that's going to be the guy that's going to like get the ball and try to create. You know, but it's not impossible to beat them. You know, I think in a good, and I think I put a tweet out, you know, something along the lines that with an informed Chucky, Orbelin, who are not playing right now, and informed Vega, El Tri should easily get the result. I mean, I think that if they're able to magically come together and show some momentum, but there's a lot of critiques. For example, Antuna. A lot of people said Antuna is not supposed to be around the national team, and look at now. He's in the starting 11, and El Tri is looking pretty well. And it's not like Antuna is making that many plays, but that tracking back. What I was saying during the game is Vega and Antuna are tracking back to defend as well. And if you have that compactness, I think that makes the work easier for the fullbacks.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, especially against Argentina, for example. I mean, if El Tri gets a result against Argentina, it's going to require a laborious work from the 11 players. It's impossible to see El Tri beat Argentina or even draw against Argentina without a performance of one sort of stands out, similar to right now. It's everyone. It seems like everyone is doing their part.
Yeah.
Y guardando distancias, Colombia is not Argentina by any means. I mean, Argentina has a very, very solid idea.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the only thing that kind of gives me hope with the Argentina game is, I mean, obviously Mexico kind of always flips the switch at a World Cup, right? I mean, we've seen it the last 3 World Cups, especially against big teams. We did it against Brazil at home, Germany, that was the craziest result ever, and then now Argentina, and then more than anything, we have history with Argentina now. So it's kind of like, okay, at one point do we finally? It's our turn to kind of take the lead on a game, on a series here, because if we're gonna keep on losing, I mean, eventually the tides switch over. No,
yeah,
I think so. We can't always win, and you can't always lose.
No, and I think that there's a chance to showcase some type of growth. No, I think that's also very important.
Yeah.
For example, for Guardado, in my opinion, is sort of the full circle moment of his career.
Without a doubt.
He started in 2006 against Argentina. 2022, 16 years later, after an amazing career in Europe, and now I think the game against Argentina is sort of like a full circle moment for him, and I think that what he will provide is what he's providing right now against Colombia. It's just that stability, that leadership, and also just the directness of the play.
It's like perfectly scripted for him. Like it's like a fairy tale ending for his career, hopefully. And then especially just looking even more specific into his World Cups. 2006, he was just a kid. He wasn't his full self yet. 2010, Aguirre didn't rate him. He didn't play. 2014, I don't think he even said it. He wasn't in his best form after the qualifiers through that process. And then 2018, he literally just came off surgery like 2 weeks before he played. So he even said like physically he just didn't feel it. So hopefully now he comes in like full swinging, like in top form. And I hope he does well, for our sake, hopefully.
No, and I think this is an interesting moment, for Tata Martino and his coaching staff. I mean, I think finishing these 2 games with wins, it's massive. I think for the group, to give some sort of peace, that after all the drama that has been spewed out, basically in the last, because even in the win against Peru, there was a huge amount of critique. There was some asterisk, but at the end it was just get the win and move on, and here the same sort of thing. 45 minutes now coming up, and try to keep the 0 on the 0 against, and see. But it looks like 3 changes looks like for Colombia. So Santos Borges and Istierra is gonna come in. It looks like Mexico won't have changes.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first changes for El Tri will probably come after the 60th minute.
Probably, yeah. It's looking like it.
Carrascal, where does Carrascal play?
me see.
Colombia.
I have no
Mosca.
idea.
Cheska
Moscow?
Mosca. Mm-hmm. Cesar Montes was so close to
I'm happy
finishing
he
in
didn't go
Moscow
there.
too.
So happy he didn't go there. You think he gets a move for in January then, maybe? If he gets to go
Well,
to World Cup?
you know, it looks like the Español will make a bid for him. La Liga es Español, so you know, I think that's a possibility. But I think Español is asking for a loan and then a buy option. So we got a comment on YouTube, yo, by R. Millán Ayala. He said, I got a YouTube notification and have been enjoying listening to your commentary while Pac used to really enjoy listening to Naves. No, look, we got that's good stuff.
There you go.
We got someone that is listening to us while they
Yeah, I
pack.
noticed we never plugged it even beforehand. We just kind of did it out of nowhere too. We should have probably marketed
Yeah,
it a
we're
little bit
testing it.
better.
We're testing it. We know
Yeah.
maybe we do it in the World Cup. You know, if we see that, we'll announce it. We'll. I mean, you should. If this result stays, you'll know. It's like we're playing pretty good, yo.
Yeah, I mean, it's that pot effect. That's what it is.
There's a pot effect, man.
More than anything, right now, the selección should phone us, book us to Qatar, just to be sure. have us there streaming live for the games, all 3 games.
Imagine, no, hombre. So right now, Colombia has the ball again. You know, that's very intriguing. The stat that you shared during halftime, and the fact that we don't have the possession of the ball is Colombia.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that what you said. I mean, it's not about having it that much. It's just knowing what to do with the ball, you know, especially in the transition moments.
Or even when you do want to have the ball, at least you have an idea of where it's going, and where it's going, we want to have it forward. Like, how many times have you seen the national team have the ball, let's say at the Azteca against one of the CONCACAF teams? And I see this 9 times out of 10 every time. Like, the players go like this. Like, where do I pass it to? Who's open? Like, how many times do you see it at the Azteca? And to be fair, it's like, it's warranted because, like, what do you do with a team that sits behind the ball, all 11? You know, the best teams in the world. Like I said, how many that I asked that how many teams in the world can actually break down a team who's going to sit back all the time?
Yeah. Stefan Medina. How
I like
many
that
seasons
defensive work
already?
too.
Yeah, how many seasons he's been in Mexico? About, I remember, I think he got there like 2015 or something.
Mm-hmm. He's been good, man. I've always rated him.
Yeah. The league titles with Monterrey and league title with Pachuca.
CONCACAF too, right?
Yeah, CONCACAF. He did a pretty. The Pachuca's defense, I remember, was Omar Gonzalez, Murillo,
Set piece again.
Stefan, and el Mani le decían.
That was a crazy team that won it, right? The Pachuca team.
Yeah. Sinistierra came in and scored. Leeds United. This guy's gonna have fun with Brendan Aronson and Rodrigo as well. Rodrigo, the Spaniard, what an offense. And then it was on top of Araujo. Was it Araujo? Yeah, it was Araujo.
Moreno, no? Moreno?
No, it was Araujo.
But again, that's kind of not worrying, but again shows what the deficiencies with the national team, defending on dead balls, defending set pieces.
and you know, you just can't come into the half so sleep or just so.
Yeah.
The word that Charles Barkley likes to use, lackadaisical. Come on, man. Lackadaisical, man.
Well, for me growing up, they said the most important minutes are the first 10, 15, then the first 5 after you're up, or you get scored on. And then again, the first 10, 15 minutes of the beginning of the second half, you have to be on top of it. Because like I said. But I don't know. I think it's more of we're just not good at the set pieces, dead balls.
And it's worrying that, because Poland is gonna go at you with those.
Exactly.
Every free kick, every corner kick, they're gonna see it as a goal opportunity.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think here this is where this is I think another test. I mean, how do you respond to this? How do you sort of comprehend it a little bit? Of how do you interpret it? There has to be a sense of calmness as well with the ball. Don't rush the play.
Mm-hmm. More than anything, just continue as business. As business as usual.
Yeah, that giveaway with Kevin was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was
but
a
I
very,
think you said
very
it right
bad
there.
play.
Great test though right now. These next 10, 15 minutes.
Because if everything crumbles down, then that's a huge issue.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we said in the first half, it goes to the trash, goes to the bin, basically.
Híjole. I got it tight.
Huh?
Right when you said that, he scored.
Sinistierra again, a brace.
I think it's safe to say the young lads failed the test there.
Yeah, it's already a failed test.
But there's another test. They can bounce back right now.
But I don't think, like you said, the first team, they can't score you 2 goals in less than 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah. This is the Tata team. We know.
Now this is all back to normal. Back to your regular programming.
What, 7 minutes? 6 minutes?
Yeah.
And it's just that little bit of lack of concentration. It was Alvarez, right? He passed it back. He didn't give a good pass.
Wow. I mean, I know we said a lot of positives, but that's how it looked. That's how it felt in the first half. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's crazy how things change from like within a blink of
an eye. Literally, that's what happened.
Iván Fernández says that esas dos culpa de Guti.
No creo. See, Alvarez was the one that passed it back. Unless it was he passed it back to, he gave him in a bad spot. But no, that looked like more than Alvarez. The first one was a set piece. Unless who lost the ball before it got
It
to
might
the
have
corner.
been Guti, maybe.
No, that's harsh if it is on him. That's harsh.
Elaborate, Afroxander. Elaborate a little bit on the comment section so we can
it was
see.
a comment? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a comment. It was a comment. He says right here.
Yeah, elaborate on that because I feel like
Aquí dice
that's a bit
Afroxander. Left his back
harsh.
exposed on the corner. The second bounce off his leg and into the corner. Oh, cuando chuta Sinistierra, the ball bounced off Guti.
So that's not his fault, man. What are you do there? He's trying to block the shot. I thought Guti had the ball, he gave it away in the transition, something like that. That's harsh, but I guess technically that is his fault.
Yeah. He's involved. O sea, no está con la pierna. No, he wasn't on point, you know. I mean, the whole team looked bad. To be honest, here, it's just you gave the total initiative to Colombia. Colombia took it and scored. Dice Alexander, pues block it better. Dice block it better.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Nah,
enough.
everyone.
True.
I don't even want to check Twitter right now because that thing blew up crazy probably in the last 10 minutes.
I was watching it for the halftime, and they were like, What is this team? I can't believe it." Now it's the total opposite right now.
Let's go. Let's go to Twitter, yo. A ver qué dicen. Iván Cañada.
Now,
Y para no perder costumbre, mi selección recibió gol la balón parado. Ha sido una constante. Yeah, everyone talking about the set piece goal. He's crazy, man.
now remember that comment we made? Was it last week? We were talking about kind of like the leaders, and Guardado is starting, and there's only so much he can do, but there's something he should have like alerted him after that first goal, especially. Like, hey guys, we need to shake it off. Let's keep going. Be sharp. Moreno too. He was on the field.
Mm-hmm. Moreno was screaming when he did that. When Kevin Alvarez did the mistake, he did shout, but there's so much he can do.
And those instances that you can't put it on the leaders there, right? The Kevin Alvarez mistake. I want to know what happened before the corner. How they ended up with the Colombians in the first place? Because Alexis Vega made I think he did really good to close down the shot in the first place, but what led to that?
Here comes the first three changes for the three: Montes, Eric Sanchez, and Santi Jimenez. Montes for Araujo. Eric Sanchez for Guti or Guardado. Do you think they're going to take out Guardado right now? Do you take him out?
He has bad hammies, bro. He's like me. He can't. He's a 60-minute type of guy.
Do we need Guardado on the field? No, this thing is going to blow up on us and maybe Colombia wins.
But then again, this is a good test for those kids who want to be at the World Cup. I'm ready. I'm ready to take over.
10 minutes in, and El Tri hasn't had any play on the final third, right? It's just been obsolete.
The complete opposite of what we saw in the first half. The press isn't even there, right?
Yeah, as if everything just sort of like
plateaued.
It just broke. It's like those necklaces that they give you in Mardi Gras, no? And then when you rip them, the beads just freaking fall off. That's what happened for El Tri. It was shiny. The Mardi Gras necklace was shiny with the beads. And then in the second half, someone ripped that thing, and then all the beads just went everywhere.
Pretty much. In 5 minutes too, right? Basically, if you take away the celebrations, the replays, 5 minutes.
And it was just Sinistierra. He only had 2 shots on goal and he scored both. Come on, bro. It's like.
See, in those instances, I don't think you could blame Plata. That's on the players, right? You can't. There's only so much you can do. You can't blame Plata there. That's totally on the players.
It's also just bad fortunes, to be honest. It's like the deflection from Guti on the shot from Sinistierra.
Not sure.
Could have prevented the shot to go in.
Yeah, you can just see the press as what it was in the second half.
It's disjointed. Everything looks disjointed. That's what it is. Roxander says those 3 subs made all the difference for Colombia. True.
Yeah.
Especially, no. I mean, this is a thing too about certain realities. It's like, these dudes are playing top level, no? Sinistierra, Borre. Charlie's out. for Eric Sanchez.
For Eric Sanchez. Interesting there.
Henry for Santi. Man for man there.
Guardado, sí, yeah.
Guardado for Chavez, and then Araujo. Or is he going to play a backline of 3 now?
Do you think you should have made those changes at halftime? No, right? Because you had to test them, and they didn't pass the test.
Montes is coming in for Moreno.
No, Moreno's there. For Araujo, no? Oh, no, Araujo's there. Who knows?
He's playing the backline of 3. He left Moreno in there. So it's Moreno, Araujo, Montes. He moves Arteaga to the left, Antuna to the right, I suppose. This is a big moment for Santi, bro. If he scores a goal right now, his what's it called? His chances to make the he is going to the World Cup, I feel like.
I don't know. I hope so, but giving, like you said, I mean, we touched on Tata's kind of strict policy of
the
people who
Alexander says that Araujo is a right back, but it does.
Moreno's in though, right? I see Moreno.
Yeah. No, look. Who's 24? Is that Antuna 24?
No, it's Chavez. No, isn't it Chavez?
No, Chávez es otro. El que está abajo, el que está. That looks like Antuna, bro, no?
Oh yeah, that's Antuna.
Okay. So it does look like Araujo, like a right back, actually.
Looks like they have 3 in the back, and Antuna and who's the other wing back? Alexis is on the left, so a 3, and then the 2 wing backs, right?
Yeah. That's strange that he goes with.
I think he's doing this, right? Can you see it? Where's the camera? Right, they're doing that now, I think.
Right, that's how I'm seeing it too, because I don't see Araujo being a right
But
back.
right now, I see a back line of 4 at this, like in my area.
The 62nd minute, no shot on goal for El Tri so far in the second half. So that's how bad the thing is right now. It's like the day and night, basically. So Martin already made 4 changes. Does that mean he only has 1 left?
No, it's a friendly, so I think you have like 7, no? Or is it 5?
Unlimited?
Not unlimited, but you have actually, yeah, you're right, right? How much in one half? Is it 5 or 6?
So on a free kick, El Tri might have their first opportunity to get this lead back. What teams has Cuadrado played in Fiorentina, Juventus, and Chelsea, ¿verdad?
Did he play with Salcedo?
No. Salcedo played with.
What minute are you on?
63rd, 64.
I started. I don't know why I refreshed it, but now I'm at 63.
Carrascal has good notion of the ball, man.
But did he play with Salcedo in Fiorentina? Sorry.
Cuadrado didn't play with Salcedo in Fiorentina. I'm trying to remember. He did play with, I think he played with La Roca Sanchez in Fiorentina, Salcedo.
Yeah, he did.
He had like this fro. Played. He also
Yeah,
played
yeah.
in England, no? He played in
West Ham,
West Ham.
Aston Villa.
I was Chicken Biscuit says, Saludos, Naive and Oscar. I've been enjoying your takes on the Resortera Wave podcast. Thank you.
There you
Thank
go.
you. What's up? The real ones are watching this, bro. The real
Yeah.
ones.
This is without any branding or marketing too. This is
This just happened on the fly. We were like, you know what? Let's do it tonight. Let's see what happens. And the first 45 minutes had our hopes up. We thought we were gonna be the lucky charms, but man, we were so wrong. We were so wrong. Look at what's going on.
You see that ball Guti gave away?
60. When did it happen? Did it happen?
64th.
No le puse atención. I was looking at the comments.
That's what I don't like about Guti. Sometimes too his distribution is just off, like way off too.
And I like he looked good in the first half, bro.
Everyone
did. Everyone did, and then
everyone did.
It's like fucking Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of shit. This though.
A yo-yo national team. I wish I had a yo-yo so I could demonstrate it.
This is my personal opinion. I don't know. I would have put Orbelin and Lainez instead of Chavez and Eric Sanchez. Just go all out offensively and see.
I think because they're playing, they're going, dude. So I think he wants to look at these kids to see it. Let's see if they got it. I think Orbelin has a spot locked. Same thing with Lainez. All right, it'd be shocking if Lainez doesn't go. Okay.
But what a golazo, bro. Jesus.
For us or Colombia, I'm behind now.
For Colombia, bro. This is a beauty, Oscar. It's a beauty of a goal.
And from what I'm stemming it from, it looks like we tried to play it out from the back and we couldn't. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the goal.
Es premio Puskas, güey.
Híjole, yeah.
Wilmer Barrios. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it started from we playing out from the back, and we couldn't play it out correctly.
It's because that I don't understand the function of Nestor Araujo as a right back. To be honest, he looks totally out of place.
But even before that, dude, it was we were playing out from the left hand side, and we lost it at the half point, and then they started it from there. Obviously, yeah, Araujo needs to do better there, but it stems from that first loss of possession there. I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know about you. The way I grew up as a fullback, you can't let them cross. Like you just can't. That's already a mistake on your end.
Yeah, because he was so out of place. He totally forgot the play and let the other dude just cross it out. Man, it's crazy, bro. This thing just totally transformed. This is the thing that is just, it's like, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, it's the same players all the time. It's like they don't. You had a 2-0 lead, bro. That's why they say the 2-0 lead is the worst one you can possibly have. It's like least the least sure result you can have, or confident result. But man, come on. They haven't even done anything. We're already in the 70th minute and El Tri hasn't had a shot on
the
goal.
complete opposite of what we saw in the first half. Now we can't even get out of our own half. We're not pressing good. We're not building from the back any good either. Players making individual mistakes. I mean, the only positive that I can come from now, I think you could just see certain players who you're not going to trust to start. Maybe to go to the World Cup,
To even
but
go
not
to
to
the
start.
World Cup.
Really. Like for me, I think it proves again Guti shouldn't be a starter.
Yeah.
Araujo shouldn't be a starter.
Right there. You're hitting good points there.
El Chamaco Alvarez, I really like him, but I mean they crumbled.
He messed up.
Right?
He messed up early in the half.
And again, I think this is my issue with Charlie. That's what happens. He can do what he did in the first half, but then sometimes he goes missing.
Because he can't do the pressing for 90 minutes.
Exactly.
I mean, he just doesn't have the stamina to do that.
And then it's a whole domino effect. That's where Guardado gets exposed, his age, right?
But it's just, I get the sense that once they have their backs on the wall, they just don't have no response. It's like they just kept getting punched. Like,
yeah,
there's no retaliation. You know what I mean? And I think it's not the first time it happens. Yeah. I mean, it clearly happened against Uruguay. I mean, El Tri just didn't score in that game, and then Uruguay just ran over. Argentina, too, the game against Argentina in San Antonio. Sort of just this idea that they just can't like respond to getting hits, no? They just What minute are you in, Oscar?
71st.
71st, 71, 47 seconds.
Yeah, you're ahead of me now. Yeah. I got selfish. I went for the bigger iPad. I think I like watching games better on the iPads than on the TV. Unless you got like a humongous TV. The iPads you can see certain things a little bit closer sometimes.
Man, that press conference after the game is gonna be good. But it's too late for us too, man. We're almost hitting 12.
Forget it. The press conference, Fútbol Picante is gonna be crazy tonight.
We think it starts at 12:30 probably, the press conference, especially with this result. That's why it's good to keep it low key, these lives. I mean, because I also thought this could have possibly happen. That one good half, one bad half. It's just terrible half, this one.
Well, we even said it last week that I think I said Peru could have easily they probably deserved the draw, to be honest. And we even said they could probably watch out for Colombia. Look who they have. A ver, aquí, Naive, what do you think? If you're gonna ask Doctor a football related question, what do you say for him right now that you think that would give it we'd get his respect now that we're asking football questions rather than drama questions?
Putting me in the spot, Oscar, man.
Think about it. I'm gonna think about it too.
I'm trying to think about it right now. Why does the team lose so much security when they concede? I mean, ¿por qué el equipo pierde seguridad al momento que encaja gol? Or something like that, no? Along those lines. It's like, is it a mental problem? Is it tactical? It's not clear. It's not that tactical. I mean, I think it has more mental issue, to be honest.
I'd ask one of the first things probably would ask, like, why is it, or what are you doing in training that is helping you attack? What's the word? John, the blank on the word. Well, I'm drawing a blank. What are you trying to do to tackle the issue of not being able to defend the dead balls, set pieces? Because we're seeing it over and over again. Is there another approach you need to get in? Do you need to get in a specialist last minute? I mean, Liverpool have a free throw specific coach. Do we need a specific coach for that? Is it the players? Is it, it has to be systemic more than, I think he needs to get a specialist at this point. There's no shame in that either. Football has changed.
Man, Colombia might score here in the 75th, 76th minute. They're coming hard. No, Alexis Vega tracked back and then he tripped. And there you. That was a good track back from Vega. That was probably the best individual play in the second half, and it wasn't an offensive play. It was actually a defensive play. That's how bad the game has gone for Mexico right now. Antuna out, Linus comes in, maybe too late, 76 minutes. In my opinion, too late for Linus. You put Linus when you were still 2-2.
Was he hurt? Because I'm surprised he didn't start this game.
Guti is out. Orbelin is in now. What is Claudia Martin promoting on this game? Claudia Martin is an actress. Very cute.
Let's do the end, right? For you.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the small iPad because that's more time accurate.
The best thing that can happen for Tata right now is for this game to end 3-3.
Yeah.
I think Orbelin is playing a deep midfield role, Oscar. Just like you, you proposed last week. Oy, joder, su madre. The thing that's most annoying of the second half is just how disjointed the team looks after a very stellar first half when everyone looked on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put you on the spot, Oscar.
Go ahead.
It's going to stay recorded here on YouTube. Does El Tri make it out of the group? Yes or no?
My heart says no. My gut. But my head says va a pasar como siempre. We're always gonna hit the round 16, pero it's hard to tell, man, with the national team.
I'm afraid to confirm it, and I didn't want to be at this position, but El Tri will not make it out of the group stage in this World Cup.
Confident?
Confident.
Like how bad? Like not even a single win, loss, and a draw, or loss.
Loss, draw. 1 point. I mean, if they continue with this type of BS, they won't be able to. They won't do nothing in the World Cup, bro. There's nothing going at. It's just nothing. I mean, the level of the opponents in the World Cup will be better than what we're seeing now. If you can't protect the 2-0 lead at
To be
home,
fair, that's the worst lead to have, though, too.
that's true. But you're at home. You're technically at home. You're not playing in a neutral site.
I don't know about you, but I don't want to say he's a bust, but man, it's just his growth when he went to Europe. It isn't as much as it should have been with Diego Lainez. His decision making is just absolutely poor still. He plays like a youth player, to be honest, though. He has moments and spurts, but like
it's very. He's not the most amazing. And Santi hasn't even had. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Santi Jimenez maybe has touched the ball maybe twice or 3 times. I don't know.
I don't think he's touched that at all.
Nada que ver on what you see with him in the Netherlands because the team just plays so poorly.
At least make him run, just throw him a ball. Just kick a ball up there. See if he gets it. Just old-fashioned kick and run.
I'm not listening to the live feed, but it looks like the screen came again, no? That's why the ref is pausing the game in the 81st minute. Man, they can't. I mean, people just lose their heads, no? And what can you do? I mean, it's a bunch of, just because several uneducated people.
To be fair to them, though, I'm not defending the chant, but I do think it's more like a banter thing. But we're in different times now, you know what I mean? There's certain things that you were able to say and do back in the day.
And it says, and to a certain point, it's as a result of the frustration. And
yeah, without a doubt,
you pay $80 to go to this.
It's $80 now, even though much is more, probably.
More than that. And to be honest, like the character El Tri shows sometimes is just so bad. Like at least put effort. You're down, you're up 2-0, then you give 2 goals right away.
Yeah.
And you give
up. You gotta understand, you gotta understand that, Yeah. I mean, that's why I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how, like, I guess Mexican culture sometimes it can kind of be a bit exaggerated at times. Like, I think everyone should have the right to voice their opinion. Maybe sometimes it's not the right way they express it, but they should have the right, especially like, I mean, this is just a friendly night. Remember with the qualifiers in Cincinnati, there were fans who traveled from all over the place, paying $1,000+ just for the match, and that doesn't include the travel.
Now you gotta respect. They do have to voice their disapproval, their frustration, disappointment, but you gotta do it another way. You can't be doing the chant.
Without a doubt,
The chant is screwing over. The chant screws over the national team.
Exactly. Like for me, I got to the point where like I've never really ever did the chant. Really, I mean I've obviously done it, but like I got to a point where like I got to an age where like I was more focused like on the game of like why is this happening, and I was way too frustrated to even try to banter or.
That was a good play from Lainez, eh? Did you see that one?
That was.
We need to see that we needed more of that in the game, especially in the second half.
After criticizing though, Lainez just recently though, I will say to him, even regardless how many mistakes he does, he continues to at least try, do something. He has that. I'm not saying he has that like Brazilian blood in him, but this is lo que hacen los brasileños. Even if they mess up, they keep going forward no matter what. It doesn't matter, and that sometimes you need that. I think he has that more than Tecatito. Lainez always at least tries to get forward and does try to do something, even if it's not the right choice.
Conclusions. I mean, I think the game's gonna end maybe in the 93rd minute. So it's technically 9 minutes left in this one. A tale of two halves. One half, a lot of positives in a sense. There was cohesiveness that I think the team has lacked for many, many, many years already. 2 years to be exact or so. Second half, disastrous. No sense of reaction, no leadership, no voice, no way of stopping the blood or the wound. The wound just kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding until Colombia took the lead. I think there's faults on both sides, the coaching staff and also the players. But let it be known that who makes the player selection is the coaching staff. We did say that, there's possibly Ponchito Gonzalez might do something different here. Maybe. Chicharito Hernandez might do something different. Maybe. But I don't know. No one will know that, This is what El Tri has. This is what El Tri will take to Qatar. And in my opinion, they're not making it out of the group stage. It's my conclusion after this month's games. And we'll see how it impacts this generation that we said. I mean, there's going to be this generation that is going to go to the 2026 World Cup, and hopefully they don't get affected that much if they don't make it out of the group. But yeah, that's how I'm seeing it, Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to be positive right now. Kind of like.
At least the jerseys look nice. The kid looks nice.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit harsh to say that you already said, "Now we're done. We're done out here in the group stage." I think it's harsh.
I'm putting.
I don't mind it. I don't. Criticize it or
no. And then it's because
yeah,
and maybe I'm being too drastic. But you got to go either one or the other. And right now, my gut tells me to go more for no, that won't make it out of the group. Because that's the way this thing is looking. It's just looking terrible at the moment.
To be fair, though, let's say, okay, Peru, we edged out, right? 1-0 against a team who probably should have been at the World Cup, right? They were definitely the better side in that playoff match against Australia. Colombia, I'm seeing that they finished 6th in the South American qualifiers with 23 points. So 1 point off that playoff spot and 3 points from Ecuador. So a team that you can probably could have easily competed with the World Cup as well. I mean, just look at their starting 11 night too. Now they have quality up there on the field in all aspects of the field. Sometimes it is like
like a reality check, no?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have quality, but at the end of the day, we don't have that next level. I mean, I said it to you about the Edson comment where Edson is miles ahead of everyone, but let's be honest, he's playing at Ajax in the Netherlands. He's not playing at a Bayern Munich, a Manchester United, or a more established league. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So it is what it is. What to actually take away from these friendlies? If I'm being honest, like I don't really take too much from it. It's more like how it's good to have to get the media off your back, but at the end of the day, I think the World Cup is where you're gonna get tested for real. Those are the real.
Yeah, but I think if we've seen these mental blocks, especially in this type of atmosphere where you have sort of everything in your favor, you're the home team. I repeat myself, when El Tri plays in the US, they're the home team. There's no reason to be, what's the word? To not show intensity when things are going bad. It should be the other way around. You have everything in your favor. You have the fan base. Go and put hard on the field and try to do something. Don't just freeze, which is what happened here against Colombia. It's you concede once, then you concede twice, and then you give up the game, and it shouldn't be that way. I think that the fans deserve better. Of course, the fans should not shout and do the chant and everything, but the fans deserve better. And I've been saying it for many not years, but I think in the last months or so, especially after the defeat against Uruguay, is, it seems that this team comes to the US and just shows and says hi and hello, everything fine, and then leaves. No, you gotta put something on the field too, like put action, be consistent. The first 45 were good. The second 45 were among the worst in that Tata era. It can't be that way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I completely understand your perspective and opinion of why you think the way you're thinking based on especially just the second half. Pero también, like, I mean, we just mentioned even in the first half, none of our real key starters were starting too. Same thing in the start of the second half. I mean, Kevin Alvarez, I mean, we were rating him a lot, and I even said I think he should start, but maybe that's why Jorge Sanchez is going to start on the right, Arteaga on the left, Cesar Montes is going to start, Hector Moreno is going to start, Guti's not starting in the midfield, Raul Jimenez, if healthy, is probably going to start. So, but like I said, I completely understand why fans and media think that. But given the history of the national team, always leading into World Cups, it's always like this, isn't it? With Juan Carlos Osorio, it was the exact same thing.
But I think the thing with Osorio, at least there was a bulk of games that gave you some sort of certainty that things could play in El Tri's favor come the World Cup. With Martino, I'm not seeing that. With Martino, it's just all
that's true.
All bad for the most part. And I think that's the main concern is, what a shot that was by...
Yeah.
Who was it? Vega. Vega did a lot in the second half.
I like Vega overall, the game. Who stood out despite the negative? Just Vega, probably?
Pretty much.
Moreno.
Vega. Moreno. That's it, I think, no? Guardado turned off massively in the second half. Now, I want to give thanks to the viewers that join us for these 2 hours. So, thank you, Oscar, for joining me in this episode of Resortera Wave. I think not the conclusion we had hoped for. It was looking pretty good. We were saying that we were going to go to Qatar and everything.
The first half, dude, we got to break the podcast into 2 parts. Just release the first half.
Yeah, right. Well, it stays on YouTube. I mean, it stays there.
Yeah.
It's not a good luck stadium, to be honest. This stadium is bad luck for El Tri. Has bad buju.
Ay.
10 seconds left.
Fair play to Colombia, though. Wow, man, what a turnaround.
Yeah. No, thank you, Afroxander, Millana Ayala as well. Have a good night. Credit to them. I mean, those 3 changes at the start of the half changed the whole game.
And that first goal, more than anything, is what caused everything else to kind of just crumble.
That goal, the Barrios goal, was amazing. Eh? Colombia wins 3-2 in Santa Clara, California. All right, Oscar, thank you for joining me. Wish a good week for the audience the rest of the week. We'll see what happens. We'll find out tomorrow morning a little bit more of the good pressers, ¿no?
Yeah, something like that.
A ver si preguntan puras de fútbol. Today they all have to ask about football.
No, what do you think they're gonna ask? ¿Crees que Carlos Vela would have made a difference?
No, I think they're gonna ask him. ¿Quiere dirigir en el Mundial después de ver que sus jugadores no responden en la cancha? Pone su renuncia or something like that,
Oh, The Mexican press, man, you gotta love it.
All righty. We'll end the broadcast. See ya. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see if we do another one of these and in the World Cup.
A ver. Yeah,
A ver.
let's see.